Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, been holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing, if you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for
Ooh, delayed Thanksgiving delay. I'm in my kitchen, but I'm not cooking Thanksgiving. Oh, I'm wearing 2 shirts under this and I look fat. I'm gonna have to change that. Hi everybody. I hope you're all doing so good. Happy Thanksgiving, even though it was a month ago. Just a pre-warning, Christmas has been canceled this year. Just letting you know ahead of time. John, you're green. Green, red, green, red. It's almost like Christmas. Ugh, fine. You guys can have Christmas. I'll just cancel mine. Anyways, I don't actually have a lot of time today. This is not a holiday in Canada. This is just a regular ass Thursday. And so we have to get to it. Let's start with some friend of the court show cause hearings. That's really what I was planning on showing today. Hi, Beverly. Brooklyn's here with the new name. Look at all the cups on the table. Oh my God, disposable cups. My shirt is green underneath. John, you're so fucking funny. John, you're so fucking funny. And I need a laugh today. I fucking need a laugh today. Well, I'm wearing 3 shirts. No wonder I look so fat. Hold on.
So, in the matter of Summer Walter versus Devin Harris, file number 2016-42891 DP, that matter has been dismissed.
DP? Did she say DP? Don't worry, Brooklyn. This is a joke, too. But you'll see it in about 3 minutes.
I don't have to be a fucking DP.
Now. Wait, I hit the button. There we go. Less frumpy. Less frumpy and lumpy. DP is
In the
a
matter
Trish
of Darren Piper versus Shelley Piper, file number 2016-43166 DM. That
Hi,
matter has been
Piper.
dismissed.
Oh my God, the Pipers.
So,
Look at
is
everybody
anybody
doing
here
what
on
they need to do.
those? You gotta come up to the podium. Yep, you gotta stand right in front of that podium. Okay, and tell me your name.
Summer Walter.
So Miss Walters, it was dismissed. So either he's making payments or he's in compliance, or you are, one
Yeah.
of the two.
I got a receipt.
Okay,
And I got a question. Me and my sister-in-law called up to the prosecuting attorney there in Hillsdale for the paperwork I needed for the matter between Charles, my brother and my daughter. They told us that paper does not exist.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The assault between my brother Charles Walter and Melody,
Okay,
that I needed to get the paperwork so that he could be around her again. And we called up there to try to get it again, and they told us it don't exist.
I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what's going on in Hillsdale. So I don't have any control over Hillsdale. So if that was something you were required to do, then maybe you need to call the police officer that took the report. I don't know.
They told me, told her and all that, it don't exist, and it's like, I need that paperwork, we paid for it, so,
I don't know what to tell you. I can't help you there.
okay.
Paid for
Okay,
it.
I don't have any authority in Hillsdale or any way to look it up. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
My authority. She really couldn't care less.
Well,
First one's 112.
in the matter of Tiffany Aceves versus Dennis Hanshu, 2009-33817 DS, that matter is adjourned to January 12 at 8 AM. In the matter of Jacob Coley versus Sterling Sove, file number 21-48774 DC, that matter is adjourned to December 22nd at 8 AM. And in the matter of Felicia O'Connor versus Ronald Edwards,
Hi, Felicia.
file number 24-52323 UN, that matter is adjourned to December 12th. What is your name, Ronald Edwards?
Yes,
So it's been adjourned to January 12 at 8 AM.
may I ask why?
I don't know, I don't have your file, but I would also ask you to go down to front of the court and update your phone number with the front of the court, because if you're making payments and in compliance, they'll adjourn it. And if they have a phone number for you, they'll contact you so you don't have to come in.
Oh, okay, all right, also, when you had me come back in today from last time I was here, you want me to, have a job, I am, working.
Sir, go down to front of the court.
We always want you to have a job. I'm trying not to be mean today. Please keep in mind, I don't have turkey gravy running through my veins. And is everybody drunk today too? Is that a thing too? Like, y'all got drunk last night. The young people got drunk last night in anticipation of today. The old people get drunk today. Is that how I'm to understand that it works? And John is exempt because we know John's just drunk every day. And we love him for it. Or despite it, whatever. But for the rest of the population, is that how it goes?
They'll adjourn it. And if they have a phone number for you, they'll contact you so you don't have to come in.
Oh, okay, all right, also, when you had me come back in today from last time I was here, you want me to, have a job, I am, working.
Sir, go down to front of the court, okay? Because we dismissed your case or adjourned it to January 12th. So go down to front of the court, give them make sure they have your phone number and talk to your caseworker, okay?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. All right, Ms. Sienkiewicz, that's it. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Your Honor, you too.
Bye.
Bye.
That's it. Okay, well, bye. No, I'm not that mean.
You were like,
I am a little mean, Judge. You don't have to say it like that. Fucking bitch. But don't worry. And Brooklyn, you're not gonna like this either. But we're going to, I double clicked that. We're gonna watch something else because, you know, 8 minutes is just not long enough. For all you guys out there, remember that. 8 minutes, not quite long enough. I was like right around here, I think. Where? There. There? Let's see where we are. Oh, is there football today?
Is your other guy here on the plea?
Mr. Ghost is also here. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I I like that bright blue shirt. My sweater's blue.
Next
My
matter
eyes
is
are blue.
People versus Brandon Lee Chafee. Mr. Chafee's from Indiana, and he's been here for every proceeding. Charged with having a high blood alcohol level and possession of a firearm.
Right, and I wanted that to be a lesson to us all. Don't drink and drive, ladies and gentlemen. Don't drink and drive. Although I'm to understand that most people remain where they are today, or do they leave after dinner? Which I'm led to believe occurs early in the day. Very perplexing. Very perplexing. Thanksgiving here is on a Sunday or a Monday. Always. Like, you always, people either have dinner on Sunday or they have dinner on Monday. But you have the Monday off usually, and like school's out on the Monday. And then of course the school manages to also be out on the Friday somehow. Getting like 5-day weekends. 4 or 5-day weekends in. But yeah, dinner is usually like around dinner time. Less of an all day event for if you go to somebody's house, unless you're the cook. And then it's like a 2-day event. Now, maybe I'm just confused because my whole life I basically lived in a house with multi-generations in the house. So a lot of dinners were shared all day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's right. We lived in a house once for like, I don't know, 5 years with 5 generations of women in our family and my poor husband. That was it. He was the only guy in the house.
Under the influence. The high blood alcohol level charge was dismissed. And he pled to operating while intoxicated in possession of a firearm while intoxicated. Ross Truckee was appointed to represent him, and Mr. Truckee is here today. Also present is Angelique Canfield. This is a county prosecutor case. Matt Huff prepared the screening report in this matter. I read it last week, but also first thing this morning, I understand there may be an addition to it, so I'll take a look at it. Mr. Truckee, what would you like me to know?
Mr. Chaffee's been extremely open with me regarding his need for treatment. He is engaged in therapy services related to anxiety and childhood trauma. Part of the issue we have is Mr. Chaffee kind of blocked out some things from childhood and decided to address them this year and made a confrontation to a family member that had mistreated him. And that's kind of let the genie out of the bottle. I think he's sorting all of that. And that led him down a road here where he's drunk at Purgatory and kind of having a not so good time by himself.
Oh my God. Shit. I'll look at that later, John. So once again, the look on my face is, God, some days you should look at these beforehand. You should look at these beforehand. You know? Because this is a bit of a downer. Is this the kind of shit that happens at the Thanksgiving table?
He had a girlfriend, has a girlfriend. She was there with him. She called it in, asked that officers come assist. By the time the police get there, he does cooperate with them. You know, he's just an emotional mess. He's processed in, he gets bonded out. And made a contact with me immediately, sat down in my office. We had a nice long talk about the situation. I understand he was very participated fully in the investigation with Mr. Huff. Reports that he exceeded the normal time that's taken there because, again, Mr. Chaffee's an open person. We acknowledge the issues that Mr. Huff will provide update on that have occurred since entrance. entry of the plea. And while the court always hates to see recurrence, sometimes that recurrence can tell you just what the problem really is. So I'd ask the court to consider Mr. Chafee's openness and willingness to participate in treatment. He is hopeful for sobriety court sanction in Cass County, which I think is the right answer for him long-term, to get through this drinking mess. So
That seems
we would
pretty
ask court to
extreme.
consider scheduled jail time, as well as Mr. Chafee. One of the strengths he's got is a job at AM General that he's held down for a while now. So we'd ask court to consider those options. Thank you.
Ms. Campbell, do you have any input on this case?
Oh, Your Honor, it's concerning and sad altogether. The defendant does have mental health concerns. He has been and may continually be suicidal from time to time due to a lot of things. But he definitely is alcohol dependent, and even somebody who isn't a professional can see that. With respect to the number of offenses that he has, this would be, according to the criminal history, his fourth in, well, about 13 years. There was a reduction in 2012 from a drunk driving, and then 2 subsequent arrests for the same behavior while on bond for this offense. He doesn't care about himself right now, so subsequently, he doesn't care about the law either. But it's becoming a risk to society in addition to himself. I know that he's been placed on probation in Indiana. They're looking to place him on probation in Cass County. I don't know whether they will or not, because that would be duplicative of Indiana's efforts, and that's where he resides. But again, we have another person blatantly ignoring this court's bond conditions and pretrial orders, post-conviction, but pre-sentencing. And I think that we need to seriously take that into consideration when looking at an appropriate sentence. If he's getting services in other communities and states, doesn't reside here, I don't think probation would be appropriate here. And the only alternative I can see to that as a sanction is a punishment and a deterrence to others for this type of behavior. He is possessed firearms, intoxicated while driving continually for 3 times in the last several months. It just can't be ignored, and he's doing that. So I'm going to ask for, I know Mr. Huff recommended 30 days. Frankly, I think 93 is appropriate. And I would ask the court to sentence to 93 days, and after he has a pretty significant period of sobriety, he can then begin his services in the other states and deal with his other cases.
Okay, so Grim, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the Downer Cafe, where today we are serving up depression with a side of court. No, I don't know. I obviously didn't watch this first. But, you know, his lawyer paints a very different picture than this lawyer. Obviously, that's the whole point. So what do we think that they'll do? What do we think that Judge Middleton will do? He is, you know, it's in his name. What I think he'll do is in his name. You know, the Middleton. Do you think that like historically his family is like, what does Middleton stem from? Is that like a middle grounded person, or is it like some sort of last name? You know what I'm talking about? Anyways, my ADHD getting turned on a little bit here. Anyways, but I think he'll go in the middle. 45 days. More than 30, less than 93. That's my theory, baby.
Mr. Chafee, is there anything you'd like to tell me?
Yes, Your Honor. I know there's no excuse out there for what I've done, you know. I take full guilt for what I have done, but like my attorney, Mr. Truckee has stated, I've had a bad year this year with my mental health. It all came to a head earlier this year, and that's when I was clinically diagnosed with severe anxiety, severe PTSD from severe childhood trauma in my life that, you know, lasted for over 10 years, and then I held it in for over 20 years. And when all this anxiety and stuff, it just came up, it all just, you know, kind of flooded into me once, or I was faced, instead of like trying to face these things, you know, kind of one by one and fix things, it was all flooded to me at once. You know, I immediately went and sought mental health treatment for it. And I am currently medicated too for it. It's just, yeah, the alcohol, it's not that I wasn't drinking to have fun or to, you know, because I had to. It was with
You're
my-
drinking to kill pain.
Yes, it was, you know, with my anxiety, I get really bad overthinking and my head just goes crazy, and it was to quiet my brain down, to help me just, you know, relax and everything. And the way my therapist has put it is, you know, she actually said she's surprised things ain't worse with me because of how traumatic of a past I have.
Yeah, so take a quetiapine or a fucking Adderall or a Ativan. Like, I'm sorry, but drinking is not the fix for that, and it's sloppy. That's the problem with it. John, you can fight me all you want on this, but the reality is that drinking is sloppy. It gets sloppy. There's a point. Now, not saying that other meds can't get like that, but they're easier to meter in a way. Sir, sounds like you need some therapy, some medicines, and some good luck. And I wish it for him. Adam, happy Thanksgiving, American style. Turkey gravy, cranberry, stuffing, green beans, mashed potatoes, butter, 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 butter. Is that right? I think that's how it goes, right? Rolls, pumpkin pie, butter, 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 whipped cream. There you go.
And that how it came out. And, you know, I get, you know, that me on paper and all that, all this stuff does look really bad for me, but, you know, this, you know, honestly is not the person that I am. You know, I am actively working on getting myself better. I'm going to see my therapist more often now than I was. I'm looking to, I'm gonna be getting enrolled in UA class in Bologna at the Bologna Baptist Church there for treatment. Plus my pastor and his wife have also offered a, you know, to do spiritual based counseling for me too, to help me out. And
I recently made
just
buttergrim wearing a revealing shirt, and I shook it all by hand live. You can watch that video. What did I title that? I know Cellulite Yoga Pants has even time-stamped it in the comments. Probably going to become one of my most popular videos. Something you too could do today. If you're bored at your family's Christmas and you want to prove a point and have some fun, ask them for a mason jar and 1/3 of a cup of whipped cream and shake it like your mama. Well, just shake it like I did, and then you'll have butter.
I'll get everything better for me, you know.
Well, there's a lot of walking wounded adults out there who are carrying around childhood trauma. In fact, almost everybody I see is carrying childhood trauma, and deal with it not very well as adults. There's a whole new school of thought in aiding judges in trauma assessment when imposing sentence. Lord knows I've seen plenty of trauma, but this is bad. Now, it said in here, you acknowledge you'd been in an accident earlier in purgatory. Was it on the same day or an earlier day at a different time?
That was a few months beforehand.
Is
Is
there
I was out
irony
driving.
in him in purgatory? Like, how do you live in a town named Purgatory? It all sounds like a joke. I'm sorry, it's not funny. Also, exclamation mark CYP.
The alcohol was not related at all. It's just the road give out and was loose and my truck slid off to the death.
Well, purgatory ain't on the way to anywhere. Osceola is a long way from there. You just came there because you wanted to get in a very rural area.
Yeah, just out in nature, quiet place to, clear my head and, reflect.
My fear is you went out there to commit suicide.
That is not the case at all.
Well, I'm glad it wasn't. Your girlfriend got worried about it. But then this was on September 14th. You got arrested again on November. Well, I don't know when you got arrested. You got convicted in Cass County on November 24th, and you got convicted. Then you got sentenced the next day.
He was arrested on November 2nd for that Cass County case, and he pled
All
at
right.
his hearing on Monday.
So he was on bond on November 2nd when he got arrested here on September 14th.
No, September 14th was starting it
I thought I
off.
went to
November
hell in
2nd.
Oh, November
Jamaica.
2nd.
Was it Jamaica? I'm pretty sure in the Caribbean there's a hell, and you go and it looks like hell. Cellulite Yoga Pants, happy Thanksgiving, the merriest of merries to you. As always, I bet you're making delicious food today, no doubt in my mind. I know most people are very busy today, so I appreciate any of you popping in and saying hello. And hanging out with us while you can. This is a sad case. I didn't mean to pick this. It was this or an interpreter case. God damn it.
Sorry.
And then November 14th was the incident in St. Joe County, Indiana.
Well, on a classic case of government, not what was going on, Osceola County didn't realize you had two other, or Fifth Superior Court. I'm not sure what jurisdiction that's.
St. Joseph.
St. Joe
Indiana,
County.
South Bend.
That you had two drunk drivings pending, and they gave you this probation with a suspended sentence. Judge Renfro didn't know you had that one or this one.
Grim, thank you so much
It's
for reminding me
likely
to
that
charge
Judge
my
Renfro may put
Fitbit.
you in jail on December
Fitbit
18th.
charging.
But there's a consequence, and in two of the occasions, you had a gun. So they took your first gun, and then you were out there again with another gun.
Your
So-
Honor.
Yes,
For the Cass County, there was I was transporting the firearm to my mom's from my house. And when the accident happened, it came out of the case and without, and
well, it probably would have been fine if you hadn't been drunk, and then there was an accident.
yeah, it was, but yeah, it wasn't on my person. It was all
All right.
over transportation.
Which is fine, except you were intoxicated. I'm gonna order 0 fine, 1 day in jail credit, 1 day on the possession of firearm. Firearm is forfeited. Eventually, there's a consequence. And that's today. I'm gonna order 31 days in jail. Credit 1, leaving 30 days to serve.
Oh, I was wrong. He got the
Is there any
30.
way this can be scheduled jail time, Your Honor?
No, you're
Because
going
I
to
have-
jail right now. There's a consequence for your continued drunk driving. You're gonna lose your job, unfortunately. Judge Renfro will know you're in our jail at the time she does hers. Yeah, eventually it catches up with you, and it just did. We don't pat you on the back and say, hey, please don't do this anymore. The sentence could have been 93, which is what the prosecutor thought was appropriate. No, there's a big, heavy load that just landed on you.
Your Honor, dude, I don't know how, my mental health ain't gonna, I don't think will hold up for, that time, being in there like that. It's,
Well, I will connect you with the services we have at our jail, but you got arrested for drunk driving with a gun twice and 3 times drunk driving in about 30 days.
it's
You
all
should consider
mental
this
health
a-
related, Your Honor. I mean, it's
And I,
not-
I see it all the time. That isn't a get out of jail free
I'm
card.
not
There's a-
asking for it to be, but, I just, I'm asking for mercy in the court to, help allow me to get, the help that I need, and, jail is not gonna allow me to get,
I won't disagree with that, but it's a matter of punishment and protecting society. I'm gonna let Cass County or St. Joe County work on your treatment. This is just plain punishment and protection of society. You can go with an officer. Fine is 0, once again, $75 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee, $100 screening fee, $150 attorney fee. There was no police reimbursement requested. $375 due by March 1 of 26. I'll send this envelope. Yes, nobody wants to go to jail. I don't blame you, sir, but you earned it. Paul, he gets this too.
Let this be a very
This is
stern
the
lesson
hour.
to all of you. Nobody be drinking and driving today. There's no fucking excuse for it. Absolutely not. None. Wow. Yeah, Judge Middleton is not to be fucking trifled with, and he was so pissed off this day already because he had to have these emergency hearings. He don't like that. Drunk people love to walk, They love to walk. Walk. Sleep where you are. I don't know what to tell you. Don't get in a car.
Contact Cass County so they know, because your hearing is set for December 18th. I'll make sure they know what's going on, and then I'll contact South Bend too, so they know.
Would you let Lauren Frank know at the jail also?
Yes, I will.
We'll try to get some mental health services in addition. Oh, there was some bond there.
Oh, shit,
$200
that
of
means
bond.
Wait, when
That
was
was
this?
1/7.
This was, oh my god, do you know what that means? That means he gets out Christmas Eve. Bro, you can do it. You can make it. And then you'll be home for Christmas. You can do it, bro. You can be home for Christmas. I mean, it'll be a terrible Christmas because you'll have no money and you'll have lost your job. But regardless, you could be home for Christmas, bro. Oh, fuck, I did cancel Christmas. Oh my god. Shit. I did the math wrong.
5. I don't know the facts of the accident in Cass County, but I'm glad somebody didn't get killed. Ms. Campfield, the other matter we had in here was a scheduled plea. We kind of got sideways with our time here, but we'll address that. Friday is going to be another Friday, December 5th, very busy. First
Yes,
Friday.
Tell me
I
about it.
believe that
Hi,
Ms.
Jen.
Stoll has reviewed the files and is in the process of sending out offers if she hasn't already. And then, is Mr. Strainer being arraigned this afternoon on the felony?
I don't know.
Okay,
Theoretically, if the paperwork is here, the magistrate will see him.
okay.
He's not doing well. I have sobriety court this afternoon, but because of all the other stuff that got said in here, including two difficult things between 1 and 2:30, I don't have time to do the staffing.
Mhm.
So we're just gonna go in cold.
Going cold. No, you never want to do that. You have to have foreplay, Judge. It's imperative.
Speak with Mr. Chucky about Mr. Ghost.
All right, well,
We
I'm
should be
ready
ready
if
to
he
go.
is.
It's a good time of
We
year to
often don't
remember
get-
that sometimes clumsy fingers block people. Once in a while, it's always good to double check if you blocked somebody that you didn't mean to. Sometimes you mean to, sometimes you don't, and that's okay. But it's happened many a time where I've accidentally, like in my pocket or something. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It actually happens more frequently than you would think. Judge, what? Also, thank you guys again for reminding me to charge my Fitbit. Otherwise, I would not get any credit for the steps today. And we all know that even if I do them, if they're not tracked via my Fitbit, they don't fucking count. There's a live chase.
Full lunch on Monday. What did I do with Ghost? There he is. He did 4 days jail.
No, there's a live chase on ABC7.
Watch me blow my nose. I've been doing an awful lot of it lately.
Well, I hope you feel better, Judge.
I caught this from a different grandchild than the one I had last week.
Aw, humble brag, spending time with the grandkids. We love that for you, Judge, actually. Let me just
No
pull it
contest, it
up
was
on
struck
the other computer.
Sure, why not?
No, I think Mikey is, hold on.
Good afternoon, sir. Are you Caden Jesse Ghost?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Ghost, you're charged in this complaint with
You
disturbing
can
the
watch it for a
peace.
minute or two.
That's a certain kind of
Give me a second.
statute. They didn't charge it on a disorderly person. They charge it as 75170, which is disturbing the peace in a public place. I say this a lot. It doesn't matter who was right or wrong, who started it. Was there a disturbance in a public place? Your lawyer says that you were intoxicated, so you don't have a clear memory of the incident. I do have a bond report which I can use for the facts. If you do plead no contest to this matter, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial. Do you understand? There won't be a trial. Do you understand?
No, sir, I don't.
going underneath the freeway and coming out. He's going to come out underneath that culvert there. He's going to come out on the south side of the freeway. That'll keep him in the park here, potentially looking for a spot to dump the vehicle. You got to wonder, Tim, whether he is familiar with this park. This is a maze down there when you're talking about those bike paths and streets underneath that freeway in this park. He has now made his way off of the freeway, off of Burbank Boulevard, I should say. CHP has now followed him off of Burbank Boulevard as well. They're now looking for him. Fortunately, the airship is right overhead, and you can see CHP right there in the trees looking for the suspect, who is likely looking for a spot to dump the vehicle in those trees. We can't see that happening. That's just an educated guess, because where else are you going to hide that green Honda Civic but in those trees, and then just try hiding out? Plenty of hiding spots in there, especially if they are familiar with this park, which something tells me they very well might be. The way he made that move was very, very peculiar. Again, a very tame pursuit down the freeway, getting off randomly at Balboa, jumping onto Burbank Boulevard at a safe speed, but then completely unpredictably pulling into the park here. Now you can see CHP looking for that vehicle in the park. You can see the helicopter overhead orbiting, looking for any signs of those suspects. Again, 2 people were inside that Honda Civic. I do not see the vehicle, but presumably they are looking for 2 people on foot.
What a wild move, and you called it as it was happening, Chris, because it went onto the other side, onto oncoming traffic. There's the car ditch now, and you see what looks like bottom right hand, bottom right hand of the screen.
There.
You see some
2
footsteps.
suspects on the run in the trees.
And it's interesting, too, if whether or not they're familiar with the areas, the birds kind of make their way out of there as they walk into that little wooded area. Not much cover unless you're going north of there. Is that a blue shirt there, or just something on the ground that looks like a piece of a barrel or garbage there? But obviously those troopers are in hot pursuit. There's one of the suspects, both of the suspects.
There they are. Both
walking
suspects now
running
on
out.
foot.
Their
Running
GPS
out
took
of
them
steam
the
here as
wrong
they
way.
slow
Oh
down.
my God, what are they
CHP
wearing?
With eyes on the suspect, LAPD's helicopter has their camera squarely trained on these 2. Only a matter of time before they are placed into custody. Not very far to run here. I mean, it's wide open parkland, plenty of hiding spots, but they have way too much attention on them here as they approach the Sepulveda Basin. You can see them just kind of turning this into a casual walk, seeing how far they can get here. They're really, time is up here.
Their cardio is really
just a
bad.
wild, unpredictable move.
Is that guy wearing a
Why they would have
Snuggie?
gotten off where they
Is
did.
that a
They must have
Snuggie?
had a feeling that they could have, just basically waited these cops out. I don't think they ever had a chance. But
They certainly
pulled
didn't.
it
It
off. They
seemed
got
like a
off
very
got off
intentional.
Burbank, hit the vehicle, and
Yeah, they got off right there at Balboa and then was able to make the turn into the park. They ditched the car, and now they're just kind of running in circles. Just a matter of time till they're caught. Certainly some terrifying moments there, especially
Running
when
in
they turned
circles?
off
Are they
of Burbank
really?
itself and onto the trail, where you saw immediately there were people out there exercising, walking, jogging, and folks on bikes. It doesn't appear anyone was hurt in that, but obviously some scary moments there as this pursuit has now turned into a walking to jogging pursuit, when just a matter of time before these 2 suspects are taken into custody. Obviously, we are keeping a close eye on this, as they are, at least one of the suspects, trying to work their way up to the top of the dam there at the
Mr.
Sepulveda
Pancake.
Basin. We know between on the ground and above, police are in hot pursuit, and this is just going to be wrapped up likely in a matter of minutes. Obviously, at the moment, we are watching this as we are on air on this Thanksgiving morning. We're going to be switching over to our streaming as we continue to monitor this pursuit. The 2 suspects have left that stolen vehicle and are now just casually walking. So their pursuit is about ending.
Bro, don't climb
we're going
that
to take this
fence.
over to streaming as we speak. If you want to continue on there to watch this pursuit wrap up. If not, have a happy
No,
Thanksgiving.
don't do that, bro. Oh my God. Why the dramatic music?
Well, we are
That is a
continuing streaming of
Snuggie.
this
That's a
slow-moving
Snuggie.
pursuit at this point. This is one that started in Calabasas, came all the way up the 101. These suspects got off at Balboa and then somehow drove that Honda Civic with the blacked out windows into a park, into the Sepulveda Basin. And now these 2 suspects, who were kind of running, kind of jogging, mostly walking at this point, are now standing at the top of the dam at the Sepulveda Basin. We don't necessarily see any of those officers, which started with LAPD and then switched over to CHP in the immediate area, but that doesn't mean they aren't going to get there in a matter of minutes. The car was ditched by some wood. You see at the top of the screen there where some of the marked cruisers are at this point, and then those suspects kind of ran around to the side. They are now doubling back in the opposite direction. This is not really much of a pursuit at this point. It's just a matter of when those officers and CHP finally make contact with them and make
John,
the
I
arrest.
only do that
Some
when the
scary
boys
moments
are
there for a
away.
brief second. They got off at Balboa there in Encino. They made a right onto Burbank Boulevard and then somehow didn't hit any cars while going into oncoming traffic, eventually ditching that car in the Sepulveda Basin in some wooded area. Here's that moment. Just as Chris Christie was saying, they didn't make any major movements. They drive into oncoming traffic on the wrong side of the road. Luckily, with this Thanksgiving light traffic out there, there weren't a whole lot of cars on Burbank, but certainly scary moments going the wrong way. And then it got even worse because they made a left onto a walking trail. And just as they made that turn, you could see people physically out there. Here's that moment on the right side of your screen. On the left side is live pursuit, but on the right side of your screen, this is when they got onto that dirt trail and you see a person on a bike riding by, some people walking and jogging in the woods. And they made this right turn underneath the freeway itself, and that's
crawling at
right
one
before they
point.
ditched the car. Chris Christie up in Air 7 with a really astute observation of the winding roads and pathways in the Sepulveda Basin may be foreign to a lot of folks, but if you're familiar with that area, this might be or seem like a good place to ditch the car. Unfortunately for these two suspects, CHP wasn't far behind. They were able to get to right to the car as it was ditched. Now they are seemingly hiking as we are looking live on the left side of the screen. These suspects who kind of walked there, jogged their way to the top of the dam there at the
I only
Sepulveda
ever wear
Basin are now
one
walking their
headphone,
way
Grim.
seemingly
When
back
out,
or close to
only one headphone.
Burbank Boulevard. Like I said, there are a number of officers and troopers in that area. It's just a matter of time because they are not physically running at this point. They are absolutely gassed, walking through the kind of high shrubs there.
None of these guys are doing
They're out of
25,000
breath.
steps in a
These
day
guys
like
are
me,
pretty much- I am
baby.
shocked, actually, that they are still on the run here. I mean, they made it so easy for LAPD and CHP to catch up here. They were literally sitting ducks at the top of the Sepulveda Basin there, and now just have ventured in to the vegetation, some tall grass here. But they had so many opportunities to look for a hiding spot. They actually went away from the trees. They happen to be dressed in very warm clothing, if you could tell. It's about almost 80 degrees here in the valley. And unfortunately, the truth of the matter is there are many people who live at this park.
That is
Now,
1,000% a
again,
goddamn
unclear whether
snuggie.
These two are residents of the park or are just
I was
frequent,
already live
you know,
where
park goers here.
Oh,
But
here you go.
they seemed very aware of their way through this park. They knew exactly where to pull off of Burbank Boulevard and eventually were able to navigate their way underneath the freeway before just taking this casual walk. Finally, though, it does appear that they have eyes on them. CHP with their guns drawn, approaching the suspects who are about to be taken into custody. The chase is over. These two were basically just enjoying their final moments of freedom, as we say, until that last gasp. And now you see one of the suspects still walking through the trees here. But again, that LAPD airship has eyes on both of these suspects. Finally coming to a safe end. Nobody hurt here. Tim.
safely caught in a
Obviously, this could have been-
snuggie, no less.
Unbelievable moments there. And you see, even as this suspect worked his way back up to the trail, the first person he encountered when he got up to that dirt path was somebody out there walking and exercising out there. He pointed rightfully to CHP, those two troopers who weren't very far away with their guns drawn, taking him into custody. The other suspect, who was let's call it a little bit slower than the guy who's now in custody, is now kind of hiding in the wooded underbrush area just below this police vehicle. Like I said, it's just a matter of time at this point, but here he comes out to the pathway over to the right side, and you see that trooper kind of jogging in his direction. Just a matter of seconds. If we
That's
come
gotta
out
be an
wide, you'll see that
XL
here it is with his
Snuggie.
gun drawn, walking up to it now. His arms are raised as well. This pursuit, in a matter of seconds, will be officially over. Thankfully, no one injured in this, but scary moments there, not just because of the pursuit on the 101 or some of those side streets as they got into Encino, but because of the fact that they drove that vehicle onto the dirt paths of the Sepulveda Basin. And now this second suspect is being handcuffed and taken into custody. A safe but scary moments there, a safe outcome to this pursuit happening on Thanksgiving morning as CHP now has the two suspects in custody. That vehicle ditched in the woods there, the Sepulveda.
And that is that for us. We had quite the morning. We've already watched court, then we did this live chase while it came on. I know everybody's sort of busy today down in America because of Thanksgiving, so I hope you all have a wonderful day. I know it might be trying for some of you. Some of you may be alone, some of you may not be alone, and that may be the problem. But do me a favor, have a good day. Grim, we should set up a Fitbit group and track it. I don't even know if they still do that, but I'm only at 700 steps. It's 11:30, so it'll be an impressive 12 hours if I can get us up to 25, but I think I can do it. The cooking is trying. Yeah, I know. Anyways, looks like John's got a stream tonight. They've got all the different things going on. Okay, I will look into setting up a group. I might even, well, we'll see. I need probably a new Fitbit soon, but I haven't done any research and Costco only has one. So who knows? Anyways, you guys, thank you for being here. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Do me a favor. Remember that I love you. I love you. And I'm proud of you. Yeah, it'll be a daytime show tomorrow. And I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye. Bye.
Ways down red.